Hey guys, today we're going to address the very simple question, but not easy to answer. Am I training too much jiu-jitsu? And I'll give you a very simple approach to how you can maximize your training in a way that works long term. My name is Chris Matakas. I'm a jiu-jitsu black belt, a school owner. I've written 13 books about using jiu-jitsu as a vehicle for personal development. And we created this channel because so many people do not fulfill their potential on or off the mats. And I don't want you to be one of them. So I would love to give you a very simple framework to determine how much you should be training. And by the end of this video, you will have that. So let's dive in. I like the idea of production versus production capacity. I first learned about this through the lens of Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And the idea being you want to maximize production without sacrificing production capacity. So how does that apply to jiu-jitsu? Very simply, we know that in order to fulfill your potential, you have to accrue as much purposeful mat time as possible. So how much can I train today that will allow me to train tomorrow? That's it. It's that simple. And then you extrapolate that out. What is the most amount of training I can do today that will allow me to get the most amount of training in this week? What's the most amount of training I can get in this week that will allow me the most amount of volume the next month? On and on until you go into your whole jiu-jitsu career. It's really that simple, and that's different for everybody based on age, based on the way you're training, based on the training you're doing outside of the mat. So only you can answer that. You can answer that based on how your body feels. I think we all know at this point that a general fatigue and soreness is kind of your constant companion when you pursue a life in jiu-jitsu. And that's fine. That's part of it. That's just how it works. But you pay attention to how you're feeling, and you watch to see if those whispers become screams long term. You know, your body will tell you if you're training the appropriate amount. So for me, it's always been a numbers game. It's how can I accrue as many mat hours as possible, directed by purpose and intention in a lifetime. And I know to the degree that I do, to the degree that I fulfill that prescription, I'll fulfill my potential. And so will you. So very simply, how much can I train today that will allow me to train tomorrow? And the cool thing about jiu-jitsu is you don't have to go in and train real hard and murder yourself. Like, it is a skill, and skills can be trained regardless of the intensity of the body. You can go in and drill. You can go in and flow drill. You can go in and flow roll, which really means that in theory, if you had the time, you could train jiu-jitsu 7 days a week for the rest of your life because you would train according to the dictates of your body. And I think that's something we forget when we go in and just do live training and just try to beat each other up. There are more skillful ways to train that keep you on the mat long term. So the answer to the question, am I training too much jiu-jitsu, is very simple. Your body will tell you, but the ultimate goal is I want to train as much as I can today that will allow me to train tomorrow and do that in perpetuity. And if you do that, you're well on your way to fulfilling your potential. I hope this was helpful. I would love to stay connected with you. Please like, comment, subscribe. We'll continue your jiu-jitsu journey together. And as always, if you have any questions, reach out. I'm here for you. And happy training.